Good evening and warm welcome to our live stream, Global Citizen Generation and the Trend Experiencing International Environments Before Going Abroad. If you have any question, please type onto the chat box right below and we'll bring them up. So now, without further any other delay, we'll turn into our topic today of study and build career in the international environment to be ready to go abroad in the near future, especially after the COVID epidemic is over. So to enlighten us about this topic and as well as the solution path, we have our expert speakers here. First of all, I would like to introduce Anh Nguyễn, Chief the North, is also the Vice President of Center for Nutrition Research at the Institute of Educational Sciences. And along with us here, we also have Mr. David Jeffery, who is currently the Chief Academic Officer of British University in Vietnam and the Vice President of British Business Group Vietnam. So having the two experienced speakers here, let's get to the main point of the live stream right now.
Thank you.
So before we begin, lots of us may question about the concept of experiencing international before going international. So what does that really mean? It has been a very popular route for young students who plan to study and work abroad. However, there are not still many people who really understand this route plus advantages that this brings. So here we will explain a little bit about this path for the students as well as the parents. Experiencing international before going international means to break down the study plan, to break down the plan to study and work abroad into several steps. So first, you can experience pre-study abroad course in Vietnam, and then you enter an international university in your home country, combined with doing part-time or intern work at a multinational corporations. Then you will be transferred abroad to continue studying and working in the foreign countries. So with that in mind, from the perspective of international education experts, how do you evaluate this part? May I invite Mr. Chris?
Well, thank you very much. I think the key thing I would say about taking the opportunities is young people today are much luckier than I was when I was a student many years ago, where there was really only one option, which was you leave home and you study abroad. That was the only option. Whereas now there are endless options to actually fulfill that. But one of the key things for today's generation is really about the internationality, preparing for that and taking advantage of it. And it may be abroad, but it may also be here in Vietnam. So there are lots of international opportunities in the workforce as well as study here in Vietnam. And I think people should really take advantage of those to benefit most and build their portfolio. One of the things you find is that apply for a job or university, there will be hundreds, if not thousands of people applying for that same job. So you really need to have as many ticks on your portfolio as possible.
Yeah, so may I add to Mr. Chris, the idea that, be international, so you have a chance to work part-time or be interns at an international company. So, during that time, you can build an international network. As young professional, there's nothing better than having connection in your industry, right? You can enhance your language, get to know new business cultures, and build up your skills and gain experience, references, and build up your profile like Mr. Chris has mentioned. And and then you can form lifelong friendships forever. So that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I agree entirely. I think it's one of the luckiest things that ever happened to me was my parents when I was young. My dad went to work in Malaysia, and I went with them, and that international exposure was fantastic, and it really encouraged me to take a very international approach to life. And all the things I've done in my life, I think I can look back and say it started at that point. And it is fantastic. One of the key things mentioned about the internships and so forth is actually Vietnam is such an exciting market now for many international companies that you probably get a lot more opportunity in Vietnam than you would do in other countries, because companies are expanding even through COVID. And also after COVID, it will be, Vietnam is going to take advantage of the new normal and really accelerate its growth, which is fantastic for the country, but also for expats like me who live here and really love the country.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. We do. You know, we are very very positive. We have suggested, and then because we are living in the COVID season, as has said, you have an international experience that you can participate in an international class with foreign teachers. You can participate in online events. You can income through digital jobs. There's a lot of advantages, right? And even you now can stay at home, and you can attend an online course, with flexible times, at your own pace. And you learn international working methods, and you be shaped because you are at home. So being at home, but anyway, you can experience the international settings.
Thank you, Mr. Chris and Ms. Anh. I think that's very insightful, especially knowing that during this COVID epidemic, we are having a lot of challenges regarding going abroad, but we can still take this slowing down time as an opportunity for us to gain more tips, as well as joining into an international environment while still being at our hometown and gain that competitive edge. And that is very important for students who have plans to study and even work internationally. Yes. So moving on to the next question. So as we now understand briefly about the concept of experiencing international before going international, please let us know what are the activities that students can participate in if they choose this experience and learn. I think it would be nice if we start with the activities at school. So what are the example of the school activities that student can do while having the international setting at their home country? Mr. Chris? Yeah.
Well, I think talking from BUV perspective, there's a huge amount. Everything is international with our partners. So there's the opportunity to mix with students from the UK, doing group works. Students participate in international conferences and seminars. And also we have exchange students who come over and international students who come and study. So you interact with them on a daily basis. I think the other thing is about the internships, and at BUV, students can do up to 5 internships while they're studying. So it gives them a great opportunity to really internationalize their background and their understanding. And the other thing I would say is about languages as well. As an Englishman, English is very important, but also other languages are really important. So you can learn languages as well. So for example, at BUV, you can learn Japanese, Chinese, Korean, French. So it really adds to your weight and your desirability. So there are a huge amount of opportunities. I think the key thing is sometimes there are too many opportunities. So you really need to think about what you want to do and build your journey that fits your skill set and also your desires. And that's the key thing I would encourage all students to do at all times. And also, finally, on this point, really, I think don't be scared to change direction, because it's a chance for you to grow and develop. And actually, you don't know whether you like something unless you try it. So if you try it and you don't like it, then you need to think, actually, I'd rather do something else. So use it in that kind of learning manner.
I do agree with you. You know, to join in international setting, you know, at university, as you mentioned, does not mean, you know, to be better a person or to change yourself. But anyway, you know, you will learn the skills, right? So to be able to get access to different companies in the future, for example. So, or, you know, when you work, you can add on your skills to accept the different opinions of people, right? But share your goals. So I think, you know, being, you know, to be trained at international university doesn't mean, right, to change what for to be better, but anyway, to equip with your skills and knowledge to be ready for the bright future, right? Right.
I think one of the things I was just going to add, if I can, is about the internships and really developing that, because you get a skill set, and it's really like a funnel. And as you get more experienced at university, you kind of specialize. So use the internships initially to develop a skill set that will be needed by employers. And employers love you to put into practice what you learn from the classroom. And that's also important in terms of practical elements related to your degree as well. So that's one of the key things.
That's, you know, that's an advantage, big advantage when you, you know, attend to international universities, because in the portion between theory and practice, so, you know, having, you know, experience being in intern at a company, your study, right, is an, you know, an add-on point for you in your profile, and I apply for a job, right, in the future. So I think it's an excellent opportunity to be intern. I think it's you're right, Mr. Chris. The younger generation right now is luckier than our generation. So
much luckier than my generation. Much luckier. You're all much younger than I am. So there we go.
Okay. So they have a lot of opportunities, right? To be, you know, to practice and to upgrade their skills, at the university. Right. That's a
I think one of the things I would just finish that with is that it should be challenging. It should be challenging. So if things are easy, they're not likely to be that beneficial. So really push yourself, strive for the best, and learn and take advantage. And also be prepared to fail. Okay, you won't internship, you won't be able to do everything. I've been trying to learn Vietnamese for 11 years and I failed abysmally. But it actually trying to learn is a good experience and you can benefit a lot. So again, it's really pushing yourself and getting the most out of your time and really head start on academic, but also on career path. And if you use your time wisely, the world is your oyster, as we say.
Right. Yeah. Be yourself, of course, and allow you to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know, it's maybe surprising that I just have that lesson later on in my life. That, you know, before young, I was so afraid of making mistakes. And I was you know, seeking for, you know, for being perfect in every setting, every circumstances. I just know, you know, how the very important to make mistakes and learn from that. It's so important for you, right? For all your life.
Yeah. Yes, I made lots of mistakes, so I learned from a very early age that you can benefit from mistakes. I wasn't as good a student as you, I think. I was younger.
I think there's that beauty in the adversity and challenges as well. And once you for, you know, small daily challenges, and you build up your resilience and prepare for harder and harder one. And I think young people, they are very they are more, what's the word for it? They are more likely to take the risk. And it's, yeah, I totally agree that it's very important to just do it and go for it and take as much as challenges as we want and live the full life out of it. Yeah.
I do agree with you, Cho. You know, for me, a generation, we say Z generation now. Research show that, you know, they seem to be option generations. That means, you know, to change. They, you know, they seem that they look for options. They are not prefer to have an anti-working life with only one jobs, but they are looking for, you know, different jobs, multi-faced, you know, careers. And they prefer to work in the teams of hands-on experiences. And they want to try. They want to have a trial and error. That's it. That's a big difference from the older generations. So I think the general Z, they are brave. They are more brave. And I think it seems that they don't be, you know, they are not afraid of, you know, making mistakes than the older generation. So, you know, they at high school, they are ready to apply to different courses, to be equipped with, you know, knowledge, not only, you know, I of course not apply to popular numbers, but I think, you know, a lot of students who I have met, they are pioneer. I think, you know, in applying the new knowledge, right? New skills. That, you know, that's, you know, and they want to think out of the box. that's a good thing. That's very positive. So yeah, I think now they have many options to be ready for international universities, right?
Yeah, I think it is very nice that Miss Anne and Mr. Chris give us a different outlook on this period of time, and telling us that although the challenges are being played in front of us, but there's to look at it as in this is the time where we can gain so much more than we ever thought we would gain. Yeah, and I think that's very interesting and very motivational as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so moving on to the next question. So we have know briefly about the advantages and the general benefits of the concept internationalization of domestic experience. So beside all general benefits analyzed above, is there any other like dominant advantages that this path will bring to the students? And so, yeah.
Well, I think if I can answer that one just very briefly, if you're going to work in Vietnam, if you work internationally, you're going to have to work in an international environment. And especially now with the new normal, but that will carry on, cross-cultural teams. So you're going to be working with colleagues all over the world, and you're going to be working in person, but also via Zoom or Teams or any of those systems. So this is what young people are facing today in the workplace, even before COVID. And that will grow and grow. Having the ability to understand people, communicate with people, and work with people from around the world is a fantastic thing. And really, that, along with languages, will give you the biggest push in terms of success.
All right. Yes, and of course, they receive clear benefits, right, for each step of challenge, right? So they have a favorable recourse and easy to apply for scholarships and so on. And as Mr. Chris has mentioned that of course the quality, right, is as good as studying abroad, but the cost more affordable, right? When you are applying a course online.
And also, I think, look, guys, you're young. When you're young, family is important, and staying close to your friends is important at this period of your life. And therefore, you get the benefits of both worlds. So for me, again, I was sent to boarding school when I was young. I hated it personally, but I learned a lot. I did enjoy it. And I think it was probably because I was too young. So it's got to be the right time for you. And this is a very individual decision for you, your family. But just don't do something because others are doing it. Do it because you want to do it and you think you will succeed. That's the most important thing. It's about you, not about other people.
Right. You're right. Exactly. Yes, of course. And when you it's you chose that international line of domestic experience. It's also have a lot of more advantages. Learn through experience, right? You equip skills, create an international background, too easy access in environment of other countries without going abroad.
Yeah.
Right. It's easy to expand network, multinational environment, and multinational teams.
I think that, again, that comes back to the internships, really about developing internships and supporting students during internships. It's kind of like being a mentor to them. It's about, I always encourage students to even never want to work in a hotel or hospitality sector. I suggest that students work in the hospitality sector or an internship, because it's a fantastic environment. You have to work hours. You're on your feet, sometimes split. You go into a hotel and it looks fantastic. You go for a door that says staff only, and trust me, it's fantastic. Okay, the back of, and then you have to deal with a lot of people, different, some happy, angry, some frustrated, and to learn that, and no matter what you do, those skills are fundamental, will really help you deal with the chairman of a company, an executive, a competitor, whatever. But they really help you and guide through where you need them in the workplace. And again, the internationality right here in Viện. I mean, at BUV, for example, every semester there are over 800 internships, ranging from very specific and skilled, whether it's computing or art, general business or marketing or finance or accounting. There's a great deal of opportunity. And also, actually, you can apply to do international internships as well. So if you're just kind of dipping your feet into whether you want to work or study abroad, again, it's an opportunity for you.
Yes, I did visit your university sometimes, several times already, Mr. Chris. So we were so impressed by the facilities and also the condition of learning and studying at the city. So I appreciate have mentioned, right? Having international experience in countries at BOV, for example, is so that's the opportunity for you.
Yeah.
I have a question. My QTS students in Hanoi. Oh, yeah. I have a question. What's the cultural difference? Wow, that's a question. Oh, I don't mean student must study only Hanoi. But anyway, to be honest, I am living in Hanoi, but sometimes, feel so amazing to, with my international friends and experts who are living here in Hanoi. They have given me different perspectives, and I see my my cities and my culture in perspectives. I believe that who are just a student at UV, for example, you should have another experience, because you will be at international settings, not only with just Hanoian friends and or Vietnamese friends, but you will meet up with different friends from different cultures, and you will study with different, lecturer or instructors, from different backgrounds and countries, for example. So sure, to be sure, you will have an international experience when you are in Hanoi, right? I'm sure about that.
I love Hanoi. Why should you study in Hanoi? Hanoi is my adopted home. So I love Hanoi. I think what's really interesting is actually same, but so different. And again, it's about learning different things, about how people interpret things. And even the simplicity of words and what they mean can be so different, but so same. So it's a great opportunity. Also, what you have to remember is that obviously Hanoi is a national government. So it's a different environment. But again, as you move on in your career, you need to understand that. You need to understand how it works. You need to understand what's required. So it is different. But for me, it's a great opportunity. I come from London, which is a business and a political center. Whereas in Vietnam, you're split a bit like the US, where you have Washington and New York. But it is both are needed to work together, and an understanding of both is key to being a success.
So yeah, I would like to add that, if you are a QTS student, I have an advice that, you have been, provided an international course already, right? If you are QTS student, you have a diploma of business, for example. It's an easiest way to apply for course at BUV University, right? And to be honest, it's the quick and easy way to directly to have a international qualification, okay? Because diploma of business, I have mentioned, a QTS is provided to you. It's the passport, right? To have an access to international university, right? It is the pathways, right, to university. Even when you are at high school, you still accumulate with your skills and knowledge to be ready to be a student, at international universities such as the BUV. So I think it's an ideal qualification.
I agree. And I think there was another question, if I can just answer that. Why do I like QTS students? I love all students. I love all Vietnamese students. They're so much nicer than British students. I think QTS students bring a skill set, and that's really appreciated. I think the ability or commitment to have already started on that international journey is fantastic. It means that you're self-reliant and you're self-driven, especially via learning online. So it means that your transition to university is hopefully easier and shorter and quicker than students who come from a purely traditional educational background. So that's why I like QTS students. The other one was really about marketing management, which I take it is the BUV degree and 2 years of studying in the US. The official rule is 3 years, but what we do at BUV is if you have been studying abroad for 2 years, what we'll do is we'll check your English, and if we feel it's good enough, then we can waive the IELTS requirement. So that's how we deal with it at BUV.
Okay.
As long as you don't write in American and you write in British.
Okay. Okay.
That's the one thing that we can always do.
Okay.
British and American.
Although I'm very happy because Mr. Chris has mentioned that I know BUV and you love a QTS student. So I'd like to mention about the benefits of diploma when students have got, they are equipped with international academic skills, such as, academic writing, reading, literacy, communication, research, citation, project, and assignment. And they also have major knowledge and career orientation. Unlimited to marketing, human resource, finance, management, project, teamwork, leadership, business, and economy overview. And of course, they have, international study skills. That's very important because, they will know how to do self-research and further study expansion. They will have a global mindset and attitudes. Of course, they are equipped with skills, confidence, time management, and of course, they know how to plan and how to deal with different circumstances with cross culture. And finally, they have a network. I mean, QTS students have a network because they have an alumni. They have a Australian and local trainers, and as well as classmates, from different parts of the world. So that's I just interpret what Mr. Chris has said that, right? He loves QTS students, and why not, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's another question, apparently. Yeah.
Yes. So here's Anh for your insights on the QTS program. So one path is for students to experience international study in Vietnam is to go to QTS and then get the diploma degree, and then can be transferred to international university in Vietnam. For example, we have BUV here. And the other path is that we can sign up for, you can choose to experience the UK environment in Vietnam by signing up for the foundation program. So Mr. Chris, can you share a little bit more about this foundation program in UB?
Yeah, well, the foundation program, we have two pathways. We have one which is pathway to BUV, which is really for the Staffordshire University programs we offer. And that we call it a boot camp. It's 6 weeks. It's very compact, but it's very intense. And it's learning about your specific area. So it could be cloud technologies, it could be computer games design and programming, it could be art, contemporary creative practices, or there is a general business one as well. But each of the programs also has that skill set that's needed, the skill set that's needed for whatever you study. So the soft skills, learning about university, what's needed, how you write essays for universities. It's very different from school and everything like that. So that's the pathway to BUV. And then we also have the International Foundation Program, which is an international passport. And that's really with the University of London, and that lasts 1 year long and is accepted worldwide.
Okay, okay, so Mr. Chris has mentioned about UV foundations. Anyway, I'd like to add more benefits if you have if you are a high school student. You have an opportunity to obtain international programs at high school level, and it can replace for IB programs or A level. And even if you are a student in diploma, you can reduce the stress of exam, high school exam, standard exam, and you are early prepared for university. You can directly you can have a pathway to year 2 of international university studying abroad, right? This school student. Apparently I have a question. Okay, what support for student when I apply and learn skills? The homework when study abroad or apply foreign university. Okay, and when you apply for diploma of business, you have an opportunity to to learn with native instructors and tutors. Graduated from well-known universities and who are very supportive and very friendly and to help you or in the issue you've got. Of course, they are ready anytime you want. You just ask question and communicate with them, so they are ready to help you. So that's we call the methodology of study. You will have a blended mode, so it's to help you, right? And they will support you during the learning journey, so you are not left behind. You are accompanied with the tutors and with the support who are ready to help you. So don't worry. Another question, I think, might be for Mr. Chris. No.
I can help translate.
Yes.
Okay. So, Chris,
I need translation.
There's a question for UV. One guest wants to know about the business program at BUV and also about the internship program. For example, is there any link between UV and other enterprises, and the internship?
Yep, we do support international internships. They're tougher to get, and really generally get them in their final year of studying at UV, because you have to prove that you are a really good candidate to get an international internship. In terms of, we have a team who work with a lot of the companies, the international chambers of commerce, including Jam. So we have very good relationships with them. And as I say, there are lots and lots of opportunities. Teams not only the interns, but to help the students achieve those internships. So it's about advising, it's about to ensure that they produce the best argument, if you like, through their CV and application, that they're the right person to do the internship. Okay, so yeah, that's it for that one.
That's great.
Can you say a bit more about the program?
Sorry, yes. The business program at BUV, we've got a general business management, marketing management, accounting and finance, banking and finance, and as well as tourism management, so quite specific, and events management in that field. The degrees are 3-year degrees, they're British degrees, and what you do is you do a year, so you do 4 modules in your first semester, 4 modules in your second semester. And what they are is developing over the period of your degree a knowledge base that will enable you to get a great graduate entry level job, or move on to do a master's degree, either here in Vietnam or overseas. So, for example, a young man, he's not so young now, 8 years ago, when he graduated, one of our first graduates was accepted at the London School of Economics to study his master's. On and studied. And actually that into the their undergraduate here, parents save money because it's cheaper than paying and living abroad. And at master's level, decide to go abroad, and you can really invest fantastic masters anywhere in the world. In the UK at the moment, if you take a master's, a 1-year master's, you're able to work in the for 2 years. So it enables you to study in the UK for 1 year, but if you pass and you get a job, you work in the UK for 2 years as well. So it's a great journey. It comes back to the term used, passport and journey. You need your passport to take the international journey, and the international journey is a fantastic one. But plot it well.
And then you will have, bright future, we mentioned earlier. And because has mentioned about, master, I give you another example of students who are, international, who are apparently, she is Japanese, she was TS diploma students, and she had, a lot of benefits, but that when she applied, for degree later, right? So she has a passport. If she has a diploma business, it's easier for her to apply master degree with a 5-year experience or 3-year working years, and having diploma of business, and even you be exam from high school graduation grad, you will be exempt from program and from foundation, and when be exempt low GPA, you have transfer bachelor degree. It's also add on benefit for you to be ready for further learning, further studying.
That's very interesting.
There was a question. 16-year-old.
Yeah.
You're 16. Young sir or madam, I don't know whether you're a boy or girl, but anyway, let me just say, don't run before you walk.
Right.
Yeah. Spend the 2 years studying for your high school graduation, your Vietnamese qualifications. You can always study online during that period if you so desire, and then take the step to university. Don't rush it, okay? It's not worth rushing. You need to be the right maturity. You need to have learned enough before you move and benefit most from university. So don't rush. Okay,
yeah,
you're
right.
gonna have approximately 40 odd years working, okay, at least. So enjoy your time at school, okay, because as you'll wish you were back at school.
Yes, I do that. Just stay at home. In Hanoi, they study at high school. They, you know, I agree with Raj at all. You know, they can apply for, you know, international course, international programs such as, you know, diploma, for example, or either whatever international programs to prepare for their knowledge of their skills, you know. And of course, I do agree, you know, don't be apart from your family, you know, when you are at young age. You still stay in your city, stay with your family. But anyway, you have an opportunity to apply for international programs at home, and you equipped with the knowledge and skill and to be ready for university. And even, you know, you international university, right? City, right? Have a longer time to prepare, to be mature. Like Mr. Chris has said, to be ready for the big international settings, to go global. So I do agree with you that it's time for you to prepare, right? To learn step by step to be a global city in the future. So it doesn't mean you have to be, you know, a better one, or you don't have to change yourself at all. Just stay and, you know, prepare for yourself, prepare for your future, you know, right now.
Yeah, so what I get from the advice that for the students, their own pace, be well prepared. And also what I understand from previous answers is that once you open the door to QTS or BUB, you don't go to QTS or BUB, but you open the door to the whole ecosystem that so many people have been working so hard for it. And you also open the door to many opportunities in study as well as career. Yes.
Right.
So we have some other questions. We have Ngô Thanh Tâm asking question for BUB, how to create a good portfolio and what to prepare when studying abroad.
Sorry, what was the second one?
The first one is how to create a good portfolio, and the second one is what to prepare when studying abroad.
Well, I think there are a number of different things I would encourage from that. How to create a good portfolio. Be yourself. Don't lie. Okay? You are 17, 18 years old. You have not invented a world-class transportation system or the top Apple. Okay, you've never traveled to the moon. You've never done any of those things. But what you have done is important. So tell the story about what you've done, you've learned, and make sure that you really cover a number of key aspects. Just about school. It's not just about how good you are at class. It's about your contribution to the school, your contribution to society, your interest in the environment, your interest in supporting those who are less lucky than you are. Those aspects are so important. And really you're creating a picture. And that's why the term portfolio, it's an art term in terms of a portfolio of art, different pictures. And it shows how good you are and your all-roundness. And that's what you've got to do. So if you rely on one thing, being a genius, then you're less likely to succeed. Okay, the only person who knows you're a genius will be your mum and dad. Okay, so what you need is to be able to show lots of different things that will appeal to lots of people, because employers and university now not looking for a mark, or they're looking for a well-rounded individual who will contribute to the success of the firm. And that's not just in your job, but it's in building awareness and so forth. Right. So that's one of the key things. And study abroad, study international. Again, it's this portfolio. It's about having good language skills. The other thing I would say is boring, but important. Think ahead. One of the things that I really don't understand is young people today and do tomorrow, okay? Because it's not instantaneous. There is a lot of paperwork to do, not just to get in or to get a job, but also in terms of visa, notarizing everything. It is really complex. So start early, know what you need to do, get all the paperwork, okay? And then it can be plain sailing, but don't rush it. Any application, whether it's a job, university, that is rushed is not good. Because you need to, that's what people rely on. That's what they see. That's your calling card. And the other thing I would say about employment or international travel, going to an international university, watch your social. Be very careful about your social media. Young people today, even some old people, post things very quickly. Okay, and they don't think about what they're posting. And if you post something, it's there for life. You can delete it, but can you get rid of it? Yeah, it'll be somebody will find it. So be very careful what you post, because employers and universities and everyone like that look at social media, especially employers. So do be careful about what you post. Even if you think, oh, it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it doesn't matter. Okay, think today for the future. Okay.
Oh, yes, yes.
Anyway, sorry.
So, as Mr. Chris said, build up your profile, and we have mentioned about the QTS diploma is also an evidence to prove your how hard you have been, how hardworking you have been. If you have a diploma business in your profile, it's proof that you have been working very hard. You have been challenging to have such a knowledge and skills to be ready for university. So of course we say just only the qualification, but it's not easy to have such kind of qualification, but you have to work. And of course, right, that is an international study. You need to be ready for university study. I do agree with you. Right, no rush. but be patient, be prepared, well prepared, and self.
Thank you for all of the advices so far. And I believe the previous answers of Mr. Chris and Anne is also the last part of the live stream. Our live stream today, Global Citizen Generation and the Trend of Experiencing International Environment Before Going Abroad. And at this point, let me say thank you so much to Mr. Christopher and Ms. Ngọc Ánh for your guidance to our viewers, so they can get more knowledge to start their journey in the international environment, both in their home country, Vietnam, and abroad. And as well as thank you to all the viewers who join us today, and see you and stay tuned to other activities of QTS.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Yes.
Everyone.
Stay well, stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.